So good evening to Dr. Huda and all my fellow friends. My name is Safira Ilene Jupin with metric number BR21110046. Today I will be presenting my poster assignment. So let's proceed. The first part is article's title, list of authors and inflations, introductions and objective. So the article's title that I've chosen is Factors Supporting the Success of Artificial Insemination in Beef Cattle in East Langsa District Langsa City. The list of authors include Trini Mastuti, Reza Setiawan, and Jagus Emzan Basriwijaya. Meanwhile, there are one author's affiliation, which is Program Study Agribusiness Universitas Samudra. Okay, so for the introduction to information, Langsa City is a city in the province of Aceh, Indonesia. It is located 400 kilometers away from the city of Banda Aceh and consists of 5 sub-districts, which is Langsa Barat, Langsa Baro, Langsa Kota, Langsa Lama, and Langsa Timur. It covers area of 39.82 kilometers square, and in 2021, the population in Langsa City totaled 185,622 people. So what is artificial insemination? Artificial insemination or AI is an artificial reproduction technique in which sperm from carefully selected bull is artificially injected into the uterus of a female cow. It helps farmers maximize the use of superior bulls by fertilizing many female cows. One of the many benefits of AI include first, it helps increase pregnancy rates and accelerate the growth of the productive female cattle population. And second, it help prevent the spread of disease and minimize the risk of disease in newborn livestock. So the objective of these articles is it aims to analyze the factors influencing the success of AI in beef cattle within the East Langsa District of Langsa City. The factors involved include first, livestock condition, next, AI device, followed by breeder and inseminators. Okay, the second part is material and methodology. In this research, the research instrument used is questionnaires and interview. The samples include 42 farmers respondents, which own at least one female cow that have undergone AI technology. And the data analysis involved the use of two main tests, which is first classical assumption test and next is multiple linear analysis. So classical assumption test is a test used to assess the validity of the result produced from multiple linear analysis. Classical assumption test includes normative test, multicollinearity test, and autocorrelation test. Okay. In this study, the researcher assumed that factors such as livestock condition, AI device, breeder, and inseminator influence the success rate of artificial insemination. Hence, the hypotheses were carried out, where for H0, the success of artificial insemination is not affected by the condition of the livestock, AI device, breeder, and inseminator. Meanwhile, for H1, the success of artificial insemination is influenced by several factors, namely the condition of livestock, AI device, breeder, and inseminators. So the criteria to accept or reject the hypothesis is when the value of the F count is less than F table at 5% significant level, H null will be accepted. Meanwhile, when the value of F count is greater than F table at 5% significant level, H1 will be accepted. So the software used to analyze the data is SPSS 20 computer software. Next is result and discussion. Okay, the first table shown the farmer's profile. This is actually the profiles of the cattle breeder respondent in East Langsa. Okay. As for the age, most of the farmers aged from 41 to 60 years old, which is 22% out of 42% overall. For education, most of the farmers at the highest education is SMA, aka senior high school, which is 16% out of 42% overall. As for work, the primary occupation of most of the farmers is farmer, which is 26% out of 42% overall. So why? Why is the farmer's profile age from 41 to 60? Based on Agus and Vidi, they state that the age can influence the seriousness of a livestock business. When a person is more mature, the thinking pattern becomes more mature and they are better prepared to face challenges of finding alternative businesses or exhibiting high seriousness in running a business. That is why most of the farmers age from 41 to 60 years old, because at that age, people are considered more mature and can do better decisions. As for the higher education, to ensure your business is successful, education is very important.
This is because, as McKinley stated, that the higher the education level of the breeder, the more advanced the perspective will be.
That is why most of the farmers' highest education is SMA, which is considered high rather than SMP and ST. As for the work, most of them are farmers because farmers typically have sufficient land for raising livestock and forage feed is readily available from the agricultural lands. Farmers choose livestock as a side business to mitigate the risk of crop failure and as an additional source of income to meet their household needs. So that is all for the farmer's profile, discussion, and result. Next part is the classical assumption test. As I mentioned before, the classical assumption test consists of three subtests, which is normality test, multi-collinearity test, and autocorrelation test. So the first one is normality test. Normality test is used to check whether data is normally distributed or not. So to check the distribution of data, the Kolmogorov-Smirnov-Z test was used. So based on Kolmogorov-Smirnov-Z test, for data to be normally distributed, the significant value of the data should exceed 0.05, which is in this case, as you can see from the table, the significant value of the data is 0.832, which exceeds 0.05. Hence, the data is normally distributed. The next one is a multicollinearity test. Multicollinearity test to check whether there is a correlation between the independent variables and dependent variable in the data, which is in this case, the independent variable is livestock condition, AI device, breeder, and inseminator. Meanwhile, dependent variable in this data is the success rate of artificial insemination. So to check whether data shows sign of multicollinearity or not, the VIF test is used. The VIF stands for variance inflation factor. So based on VIF, for the data to show sign of multicollinearity, each of the VIF of the independent variable should exceed 10, which is in this case, as you can see from the table, all of the VIF value of each of the independent variable is less than 10. Hence, overall, data doesn't show sign of multicollinearity. The third test for classical assumption test is the autocorrelation test. So, autocorrelation test is a test used to examine whether there is a connection between noise in the time series, specifically between the current time and the preceding time within a linear regression model. So, to check whether there is a positive serial correlation or not in the data, the Durbin-Watson tests were carried out. So, based on Durbin-Watson test, for the data to show positive circulation, the Durbin-Watson value should be less than 2, which is in this case, as you can see from the table, the Durbin-Watson value of the data is 1.894, which is less than 2, hence showing that there are positive circulation of the data. So the last test is multiple linear analysis. Multiple linear analysis is analysis used to check whether there is a relationship between the independent variable and dependent variable, which, like I said before, the independent variable in this data is livestock condition, AI device, breeder, and inseminators. Meanwhile, the dependent is the success rate of artificial insemination. So based on the multiple linear regression test for the data to show whether there is a relationship or not between the independent and dependent variable, the significant value of each of the independent variables should be less than 0.05. So based on the table, as you can see, the livestock condition significant value is 0.816, which exceed the 0.05. Hence, for livestock condition, the effect of the variable is insignificant. Meanwhile, for AI device, as you can see, its significant value is 0.010, which is less than 0.05, indicating that the effect of the variable is significant. Hence, there is a relationship between the AI device and the success rate of artificial insemination. So for livestock condition, the H1 is rejected, indicating that there are no relationship between livestock condition and the success rate of artificial insemination. Meanwhile, for AI, the H null is rejected, meaning that there is a relationship between the AI device and the success rate of artificial insemination. Same goes for breeder and inseminators. The effect of all three independent variables, which is AI device, breeder, and inseminators, is significant. So why livestock condition is not significant? This is because the people in Langsa City still greatly dependent on their inseminator. So they lack knowledge and understanding of artificial insemination. So in conclusion, having the knowledge about the condition of cattle doesn't necessarily help to increase the success rate of AI. Okay, the last part is conclusion, acknowledgement, and references. In conclusion, the results show that the supporting factors for artificial insemination in Langsa City were a device, breeders, and inseminators. Each region has different breeding styles. Therefore, the factors supporting artificial insemination success will also be different. The importance of adjusting to geographical conditions and considering other supporting factors for success is highly needed. For acknowledgement, in this article, there are no specific acknowledgement provided. And this is the references used exist in the article. So that's all. Thank you.